Week number 7 of the NFL season. We've got some big games this week in the National Football League, potentially the biggest on Monday Night Football between, can I say, the best team in the National Football League, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, taking on the Detroit Lions. Very excited for that one. All 15 games this week with the two teams on bye, the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens, two teams that desperately need those byes. Bills losing to the Falcons? I get it, the Falcons looked like $1 million yesterday, but really? That defense, and well, Josh Allen played a horrible game too. Yeah, okay, Buffalo needs that week off. Baltimore just needs the week off for the injuries. We'll see them again, both of those two teams, in week number 8. But for now, 15 games here for week number 7 of the NFL season. Now, folks, before we get into the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more weekly NFL predictions here on the channel on Saturday morning, Saturday at noon. We're going to have our 5 best bets, spreads, and money lines for week 7 of the NFL season at 5 o'clock p.m., I guess. We're going to have our best player props as well. Also on the channel yesterday, we posted our college football predictions for week 8. It's 4.5 hours of college football predictions. The longest video on my channel. Make sure to go check that out. Link in the description down below. Also, daily MLB best bets, along with Greedo plays MMA. This week, our UFC Vancouver predictions. Rainer DeRitter taking on Brendan All-In Allen in the main event. Okay, on to the first now 15 games this week. Let's start off with the Unction. Yeah, Unk versus Unk from Cincinnati. I mean, what is it? 2009? Aaron Rodgers versus Joe Flacco. All right. I'm not, like, you think I'm joking here? I'm actually very excited for this game. I don't know about you. I really enjoy watching Aaron Rodgers still play football. I enjoy the hell out of watching Joe Flacco play football, especially Joe Flacco on the Cincinnati Bengals. Guys, this game's going to be competitive. There's a chance the Bengals win this football game. I think it's going to be tight. I think it's going to be real tight. All right, 5.5 points is the spread. Cincinnati easily covers this game. Games in Cincinnati, are they doing the whiteout? I hope they do the whiteout, because Joe Flacco, you know, in the all-white, it's aura. It's aura. Guys, the Bengals kind of figured it out in the second half. First half, horrible. But I'm going to put that on Zach Taylor, okay? The game Joe Flacco plays in the second half against the Green Bay Packers, my goodness. Jamar Chase, he's back. He's officially back, all right? He's got a quarterback again. Jamar Chase, 12 targets, 10 catches, 94 yards. T. Higgins, 8 targets, 5 catches, 62 yards. And when the Bengals actually decided to open up their offense in the second half and decide, you know, oh, we're going to let Flacco throw the ball more than 5 yards downfield, dangerous. Guys, there's a ball that Joe Flacco finds Jamar Chase on, and Jamar Chase isn't even looking for the football. It's on their own side of the field, probably their own like 30-ish yard line. It's I think a 1st and 10 or 2nd and 10. And Jamar Chase isn't even looking. Chase turns around. Flacco, by the corner, hasn't turned around yet either. Corner's like this, you know, trying to, you know, playing defense, obviously. Back's turned to the football. Flacco wedges the ball in perfectly right in the basket to Jamar Chase. And Chase isn't even looking for the ball. He looks up like a split second before the ball's in his hands. Flacco's still got his fastball, guys. I mean, people want to hate on Joe Flacco. Again, Joe Cool, Joe Burrow. You know who the original Joe Cool is? Joe Flacco. I mean, guys, he's elite. Flacco's still elite. All right, at 40 years of age, that's just what Joe Flacco does. And I get it. A big concern is the sacks. He only got sacked once. And sure, that's why the Bengals, you know, didn't let him throw the ball over 5 yards downfield, because he's 40 playing with that offensive line. I get it. And he's playing Pittsburgh this week. Oh, no. This team, TJ Watt? It's okay. It's fine. He's elite. He'll figure it out. I like the Bengals this week a lot. Guys, Pittsburgh's playing great ball. I think Pittsburgh wins the game. I think there's a definite chance, though, that Cincinnati finds a way to do it, just because, again, that's just what Flacco does. And Flacco beats the Steelers any way he can. Guys, if you remember last year when Joe Flacco was on the Colts, Mike Tomlin specifically told his team, do not hit Anthony Richardson, or do not take Anthony Richardson out of this football game, because we don't want to see Joe Flacco. What happened? Yeah, actually, Richardson got pulled from that game because he got hurt. Joe Flacco came in and beat the Steelers last year. Flacco's been beating the Steelers since the moment he got into the NFL. It's what he does. I'm not telling you he's going to do it here, but I'll be damned if this game's not competitive. 100% it will be. Aaron Rodgers is playing great football. Okay? You're not going to hear me say anything negative about Aaron Rodgers. This is, I think Pat McAfee said this, it's the best Aaron Rodgers has looked since he left Green Bay. By far. Aaron Rodgers, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions this year. Yards might not be crazy up, but I don't care. He's had a bye week, too. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is playing phenomenal football. Defense for Pittsburgh is great. And sure, they beat up on the lowly Cleveland Browns. Don't get me started on Cleveland. More on them in a second. In a little bit. But I think this game's tight. Obviously, Bengals are going to let Flacco throw, I think, now. I get it. There's fear at the offensive line. But, Joe Flacco, he's cool, calm, and collected in the pocket. Flacco does one thing and one thing only, and that's win, all right? That's just what Joe Flacco does, okay? And it's fun watching Joe Flacco throw it around to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. You know what Flacco's doing right now, guys? Joe Flacco, with this run, is going to guarantee himself another starting job in the NFL next season. I don't know where that's going to be. All right, it's probably going to be like an injury, but, I mean, I'm saying this right now. Like, can you not just picture Flacco walking out as the Las Vegas Raiders starting quarterback for week number 1 of the season next year? Like, can you not just envision that? Or as the New Orleans Saints starting quarterback next year, right? Saints don't go quarterback with their first pick. They're like, we're done with the Commander Rattler. We're going to go Joe Flacco week 1. Like, can you not see that right now? I 100% can. That's what Flacco's playing himself into. Or Flacco reunites with the Jets. Oh, I hope that doesn't happen. No. But I'm serious. Like, Joe Flacco, starting quarterback next year, New Orleans Saints, Las Vegas Raiders, somebody. He'll start somewhere next year. Trust me, at 41. That's just what he does. Joe Flacco and the Bengals cover at home. Thursday night game, NFC or AFC North. Games are always close. Give me Flacco and the Bengals. Next up, we go to the London game. I'm disappointed in you, Jacksonville. I'm disappointed in you. I am. I mean, I put a lot of faith in Jacksonville last week, and it just didn't go well. They're banged up. They're injured. Lloyd, I believe, is going to be out this week in London. I don't love it. No Devin Lloyd this week for the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence didn't play a horrible game against the Seahawks, but they just could not run the ball. I mean, it's trouble when Travis Etienne's going 12 carries for 27 yards. Oh, man. And the Seahawks, I mean, every big third down, Seattle was converting against Jacksonville, right? Trevor Lawrence, again, not a horrible game, but you only scored 12 points. Half of those points come in the fourth quarter with the Trevor Lawrence touchdown pass to Tim Patrick. That was really random. I still believe Jacksonville is going to figure it out. I want to believe Jacksonville's a postseason team this year. I unfortunately cannot pick them to be the Los Angeles Rams. It was something that if I didn't watch last week's games, if we just went straight into this game after what happened with the Chiefs game with Jacksonville and what the Niners did to the Rams on Thursday Night Football, I would have come on here and told you, yes, the Jaguars are going to win in London, a spot where they have kind of called home, even though Tony Khan has shot that down in the last couple of years that they're not going to ever move to Jacksonville. I mean, why would they? They've got a whole professional wrestling company based out of Jacksonville, Florida now. Regardless, Kyle Fletcher's the future, by the way. If you know, you know. The Jacksonville Jaguars, though, they're a good team. It's just that last week, man, disappointing. And if you can't hold Sam Darnold, who, again, is having a great year, yeah, but look at the past game of the Rams. Now, JSN, Jackson Smith, and Jigba leads all receivers now in the NFL, I believe. I think because Puka got injured, obviously, against Baltimore, I think JSN actually leads the league now, right? It's JSN, Puka, George Pickens, and Emeka Ibuka. That's crazy. And Jamar Chase in the 5 spot. That's great. I just feel like the Rams have a lot of success against Jacksonville here, man. It wasn't not an impressive game that the Rams played against Baltimore. It's just one of those games that you have to win, They get some big stops against Cooper Rush and Baltimore. It was a tight game early, but the third quarter is what took it over for the Rams. They ultimately win the game 17-3. Again, it was just a gritty game on the road that they found a way to win. Good on them. Good on the Rams for finding a way. They're a 4-2 football team. They're a very good football team. And now with the continuous injuries to the San Francisco 49ers, it's looking more and more likely the Rams are going to win that division. I mean, again, we'll get to San Francisco later. They're on Sunday Night Football this week. But, I mean, a Fred Warner injury, oh, my goodness. How many guys will get injured on this team? It's absolutely ridiculous, man. I'm going Rams against Jackson. I'm going Rams to win against Jacksonville. I like the Jaguars. I hope they win. I'm going to be cheering for Jacksonville here. But I'm going to be taking the Rams. That means I know I will not be betting on the Los Angeles Rams. Jaguars are very used to playing in London. I get it. But it's just that game last week against the Seahawks. If Darnold and JSN are shredding you, I assume Matt Stafford and Puka Nacua are going to shred you. Now, again, Puka's status is up in the air. I expect Nacua to play, though. I'd be shocked if he didn't. Sean McVay said he's day-to-day. Expect the league's best receiver to come through here. JSN, nah, it's Puka Nacua, man. or Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. But Puka's definitely top 3, don't get me wrong. Puka obviously sold our best player prop slip because he got injured, but it's okay. Again, I have a lot of faith in Puka Nacua and his ability, and obviously Matt Stafford just eyes him down, and if Puka doesn't play, okay, Devontae Adams, get ready to get 15 targets a game. That's just how Matthew Stafford plays. We've seen it so many times. Obviously, when Puka was out last week against Baltimore, it was, all right, get ready, Devontae. You're seeing every ball go your way. It's just how Stafford plays. It's okay. I'm going Rams to win on the road, I guess, in London, in England against the Jaguars. I think they're in London. I know they're at Wembley Stadium, home of AEW All In 2026, 2024, and 2023. Great. It'll be great when Will Ospreay wins the belt. Give me the Rams to go to Jacksonville, go to London, and beat the Jaguars. -3.5. If it's 2.5, it's minus 3. If it's 2.5, maybe. I'm just going to stay away as a whole. I believe a lot in Jacksonville. I just think the Rams get it done. Next up, we move on to the Bears versus the Saints. The Bears really beat the Commanders. Oh, man. I mean, do I really have to, this team's won back-to-back games by 1 point, the same exact score, 25-24. They win because Jaden Daniels fumbles the football. I really like Jaden Daniels, but, man, brutal. DeAndre Swift turned into Barry Sanders last week. It was unbelievable, or I guess yesterday, against the Washington Commanders. And Washington should have won that game. I mean, you're up 2 points with the ball on 3rd and 1 at the Bears' 40-yard line. 2 first downs ends that game. And what do? They fumble. Miscommunication with Daniels and Bill, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, but that is Jaden Daniels' fault. And also play calling. I mean, Cliff Kingsbury, what are we doing? Why are we calling a shot? Whatever. Teams get too fancy on 3rd and short sometimes. Run the ball up the middle, go under center. I know you can't sneak Jaden Daniels because he doesn't weigh over 200 pounds, but what do you have Marcus Mariota for then? Anyways, it's like what the Panthers do when they need a first down on 3rd and short. They go to Andy Dalton, the quarterback sneak. They haven't done that a lot recently, but you know what I mean. Anyways, Bears versus Saints. Give me the Bears. I can't believe I'm doing this. I never take the Bears. Oh, goodness, what have we come to? I don't think I've not taken the Bears all year long. To show you what the Saints are. Guys, the cock commander, Spencer Rattler, he may be the best, 1 in 13, 1 in 14 quarterback ever. If you watch Spencer Rattler play and watch the balls that gets dropped sometimes when Rattler's playing, like Olave dropped some big catches over the last couple of weeks. Rattler's actually pretty solid. Again, the cock commander is pretty good. I think what's going to happen to the cock commander this offseason when he ultimately gets replaced by a rookie quarterback, again, maybe gets replaced by Joe Flacco, what's going to happen to Spencer Rattler is exactly what Bears fans thought happened to Justin Fields. Now, I will get to Justin Fields and I will get to the New York Jets eventually in this video and how disgusting that franchise is. And, trust me, I have a lot to say about the New York Football Jets. But what Bears fans and NFL fans actually thought happened to Justin Fields, because don't get me wrong, Caleb Williams is 10 times the player Justin Fields is probably going to actually happen to Spencer Rattler. If Spencer Rattler was a first round, second round, third round pick, this guy would be considered the future in New Orleans. But he's a 5th round pick. Oh, he had a funny nickname because he went to South Carolina. Get it, Gamecocks, Cock Commander. We don't really care about the guy. We had a 26-year-old come in, Tyler Shaw, and try to compete with him for the starting job. Obviously, the Cock Commander is better, and now here he is. He just plays on a losing football team because you burned all your money trying to win championships 5 years ago and giving Derek Carr contracts when your window was obviously closed. The Saints are stupid. They're still paying Cam Jordan a bunch of money too, which is deserved still, but why are all these guys still in your roster? Why is Demario Davis still here? Tear it down and rebuild. You can't get stuck in the middle because look at your offense and look at the pieces you have given Spencer Rattler. Yes, Olave's great. Kamara, is just getting older. They ran Taysom Hill for a 1-yard touchdown against the Patriots. I have no faith in the Saints going on the road and beating the Bears, though. What I can say is I think Rattler's going to put up numbers, and the game's going to be somewhat competitive because that's kind of what the Saints do now. They go on the road and they just hang in there. Bills game, I guess they just hung in there against the Patriots at home. They're not going to beat the Bears. I can't believe I'm going to say this. The Bears are actually good. I mean, I can't. What else do you want me to say? I mean, I think they are. Now, 4-2. They're going to win this game, and they're going to go to 4-2. 4-2 is the number last year that they won, and then they went 4-12 essentially. We'll see. Jury's still out on the Bears, but right now, I mean, I can't hate. They go to Baltimore in Week 8. Lamar's probably back. Expect a shootout. I got to give Ben Johnson credit. I'll do that. I think Caleb's been playing phenomenally. I think Caleb Williams is playing great football right now. The Bears have an identity, something that they did not have last season, and I got to give them credit for it. I'm going to go Chicago Bears to win and cover 4.5 points. First time I've taken the Bears all year long. What have we come to? Next up. Oh, goodness. When is Shedeur Sanders going to start? When is this team going to start Shedeur Sanders? That's the question I have, okay? I have nothing against Dylan Gabriel. Hell, I was at the game where Dylan Gabriel broke Dylan Gabriel broke the college passing touchdowns record. I was at that game in Eugene, Oregon last year. Like, if I can find it, I'll show it to you real quick, right? Like, I do not dislike Dylan Gabriel at all. I think Shedeur Sanders is the better football player. I think he's the better football player, and I don't think it's that close, actually. I don't know why they're refusing to give him a shot. Maybe it's because Kevin Stefanski's afraid you start Shedeur Sanders, he'll get fired, and then Coach Prime becomes the coach next year. Maybe that's what happens. But again, yeah, I was at, oh goodness. Okay, you can't even see this. I was at the game where Dylan Gabriel, throws the big touchdown pass to a lineman to break the touchdowns record. This is horrible quality. You can't even see it with my reflection here. Like, I was there for it, okay? My one and only game at Eugene. By the way, how about the Indiana Hoosiers getting it done last week? Just saying. Anyways, Fernando Mendoza, you are that guy. But it needs to be Shedeur Sanders. It absolutely needs to be Shedeur. Dylan Gabriel threw the ball 52 times last week. 29 for 52 for 220 yards, 0 touchdowns. It's perfect timing. I mean, it needs to be done. Needs to be done. I'm not hate watching here, but yeah, I'm taking the Miami Dolphins. Plus 130. Guys, for as bad as it looks for the Dolphins right now, and trust me, it looks bad, and, Tua says, our guys aren't locked in, we're not watching film, we're only attending players-only meetings. Is that horrible? 100%. By the way, is it horrible that Tua is saying it? Yes. Is it horrible that it's happening, though? Yes, at the same time. Both are bad. You can't say it to the press, but also that should not be happening at the same time with your team. The Dolphins have won one game all year long. You can take a wild guess who that is. The New York Jets. They're 1-5. But here's the thing, guys. The Dolphins have lost very competitive games all year long. 6-point loss to the Patriots. Got blown out by the Colts, but Indiana Jones, he's him. 10-point loss in New York or in Buffalo against the Bills. You beat the Jets. 3-point loss in Carolina. And a 2-point loss against the Chargers. A game where if Justin Herbert isn't Superman, the Dolphins win. More on the Chargers later and just how great Justin Herbert is. I don't actually think, it's all that bad for the Dolphins. Yeah, you're 1-5, but you're not losing to this Browns team. Hell no, you're not losing to this Browns team. No. What do the Browns do well? Guys, I know, again, they played the Steelers last week, so obviously Judkins was going to be shut down in the run game, but if you can't get Judkins going, oh no. Dylan Gabriel, he's just working his tight ends. Njoku might be out this week, so okay, it's all the rookie out of Bowling Green, Harold Fannin. I don't love what Cleveland's got going on, to be honest with you. I don't. And yes, it should be Shedeur Sanders. I think we're getting closer at least. Maybe. I don't know. I want Shedeur to start in New York in 2 weeks. That's what I want. Or in Vegas in 4 weeks. I'm not wowed about Dylan Gabriel. Don't forget, Dylan Gabriel is supposed to be a 5th-round quarterback. Browns took him in the 3rd round. What are we doing? They're 0-2 in the Dylan Gabriel era, and you need to give Shedeur a shot. Again, truthfully, is Gabriel playing all that bad? Not really, but I don't know. Another bad week, and there's going to be rumblings. Just like there needs to be rumblings about Zach Wilson starting over Tua, but that's neither here or there. Tua just is an interception thrower all the time. It's okay. Dolphins win this game on the road, I believe. Again, it may look like it's horrible and everything's going badly for the Dolphins, and it is, but you actually have kind of an identity on offense. Devon A-Chain is what you do, obviously. Darren Waller needs to be more involved. Jalen Waddle's been very involved recently. And they've actually played some really tight games. And obviously they haven't come out on the right side of those games, but they have been very competitive recently. So I'm going to go Dolphins to win on the road, plus 130 in Cleveland against the Browns. Yes, they have a great defense in Cleveland, but, they downgraded at quarterback, obviously going Flacco to Gabriel. Give me the Dolphins. Next up, we go to Nashville, Tennessee. I don't know. This is the worst team in the National Football League. Other than the Jets. The Jets suck. And the Titans and Jets do not play this season, so we're not going to get that matchup this year. Brian Callahan obviously fired this week from the Tennessee Titans. Makes sense. About time. I know they beat the Cardinals, and if DeMarcado, isn't a low IQ football player, the Cardinals win that game. The Titans really should be 0-6. Now, I was optimistic about the Titans last week going to Vegas just because of how bad the Raiders are and how poorly Geno Smith has been playing. Geno did not play well against the Titans, but the Titans played even worse. And people are going at Cam Ward. I don't think that's the right thing to do. And this is my thing, guys. Teams give up on young quarterbacks way too often. And we're seeing this now in Tennessee and we're seeing it in New York. It's not always a talent problem when it comes to young quarterbacks, okay? It's not always. The two examples I want to give out are Will Levis and Zach Wilson. Two very good, skillful players. Now, I think Zach Wilson's actually better than Will Levis. Hear me out. I think he is. Actually, I think he's much better. But two guys who are never given a fair shake, were put in situations where nobody has succeeded since. What do you, I mean, again, the bigger example is Zach Wilson. Trust me, I have a lot to say about the Jets. But this is the same team Will Levis played on last year, and Will Levis actually played better than Cam Ward. Now, am I putting it on Ward for being bad? Am I saying Ward's horrible? No. The system's bad. The team's bad. What do you expect out of any quarterback? The Titans gave up on Will Levis after 8 games. You picked him in the 3rd round. He was your next guy. I mean, unfortunately, he wasn't even the biggest story in his own draft room on draft night, but it's okay. You gave up on him. He was a 2nd round pick, not 3rd round pick. He was the 1st pick of the 2nd round, and you gave up on him that quickly. Teams have no loyalty to quarterbacks, man. And I'm not even saying like, oh, they should bench Cam Ward. No, Cam Ward's their guy. But it's just like, sometimes you need to develop quarterbacks. Guys, I feel like if in this day and age, man, Peyton Manning entered the NFL as a rookie, and Peyton Manning had the season he had as a rookie quarterback in 1998, he would have gotten benched and he would have never seen the field ever again. Peyton Manning threw 28 interceptions in his rookie season. Yeah, he threw for 3,000 yards, but his team went 3-13. He threw 28 picks. I have a weird feeling if Peyton Manning was a starting quarterback as a rookie in this day and age in the NFL, he would never see the field again. They'd say, oh, 28 picks? Get him off the field. No, young quarterbacks actually need to develop. And you actually need to put actual talent around your quarterbacks too. So that's what Tennessee has done to Cam Ward. No O-line, play calling his ass, no team around him. He's throwing a Van Jefferson as his number 1 receiver now that Calvin Ridley's hurt. I can't stand watching the Tennessee Titans, man. I can't do it. Why is every play call, even on 3rd and long, a running back screen or a wide receiver screen? Who's calling the plays? So you fire Callahan, great. That doesn't mean anything to me. Well, yeah, it does, but immediate future, no, okay? Until we see any improvement, no. The New England Patriots are going to the playoffs this season. Dare I say they might win the AFC East. Yes, I'm saying this about the Bills. I said the Bills were going to go to the Super Bowl last week. I don't know anymore, man. I don't know who wins the AFC. It's going to be it's going to be the Indianapolis Colts. The Super Bowl this year will be either Buccaneers or Lions versus Colts. Yep. That's the Super Bowl this year. I think hell will actually freeze over if the Lions and Colts play in the Super Bowl. Or actually, even worse, Lions-Chargers Super Bowl. I mean, two historically horrible franchises. The Patriots might actually run the AFC East again, guys. They might. All it took was Mike Vrabel and Drake May. Drake May's really good. Drake May is a top 10 quarterback in football now. And the Patriots have figured it out. I know 4 weeks ago I said, I don't really know if Drake May is a franchise guy. I was wrong. I was really wrong. Okay, I said that after they lost to Pittsburgh, and I was like, I don't know. No, Drake May's legit. Okay, that week 1 loss to Vegas still does not make sense to me. They keep on winning games. And do they have a weak schedule this year? 100%, but they will run right through Tennessee, believe you me. Drake May being his own leading rusher is horrible, but, maybe if you gave the ball to Travion Henderson a little bit more, maybe you'd be fine. I don't know. I mean, maybe Travion Henderson deserves to get more than 6 carries a game. Just a thought. I don't know. But this pass game, it's lethal, man. It's a really good pass game out in New England. They'll beat up on the Titans. The Titans are horrible. Cam Ward said it himself, we ass, and that's the absolute truth. They need to actually put talent around Cam Ward, and I hope for Cam Ward's sake, legitimately, they don't give up on him as quick as they gave up on Will Levis. Okay, I know Fernando Mendoza might be enticing in the draft this year, but Tennessee, stay the course with Cam Ward this season. Okay, don't do what the Cardinals did. Well, actually, maybe you should. No, don't do what they did. The Cardinals going Rosen to Murray was warranted. The Titans should not do that with Cam Ward, obviously, and I'm sure they're not even thinking about it just yet. But yes, he's looked horrible. That's because of the team around him. Next up, I don't care about the Chiefs, man. I don't. All right, cool. The NFL rigged a game for you on Sunday Night Football. Did I not call that? I did. Again, go to Greedo Plays Clips on TikTok if you want to see my full reaction to Chiefs versus Lions week 6 Sunday Night Football. It was a rigged game that the NFL is not going to allow the Chiefs to go to 2-4 on. That's my fault for not I said, I think it's going to happen. No, I just need to fully commit to it and say, yeah, the NFL is going to rig it for the Chiefs. I like the Lions. I am a huge Jared Goff fan, but no, we need to go with the rigging. We're don't care. We're taking the Chiefs. They're going to rig the game. And I'm going to do that going forward. In Buffalo in a couple weeks, I'm going to think about it. But actually, no, the Bills usually win the regular season game against the Chiefs, and they lose it in the playoffs. But I'm going to put that in the back of my mind. Again, guys, I think the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving still might beat the Chiefs, but now I forgot. Wait, no. Mahomes on Thanksgiving? Travis Kelce on Thanksgiving? Taylor Swift on Thanksgiving? Nope. No. They'll find a way for the Chiefs to win that game, okay? It's in the back of my mind, okay? They could not let the Chiefs go to 2-4. They're going to rig the MVP for Patrick Mahomes. Have you seen the MVP odds right now? Why is Mahomes plus 170 to win the MVP? Why? Look what Baker Mayfield's doing with a 6th-string receiver. How is Mahomes the head and shoulders favorite to win the MVP? Make it make sense. Plus 200 for Baker Mayfield and plus 200 for Patrick Mahomes, plus 350 for Baker Mayfield. I'm so sure. Oh yeah, I'm so certain. Yeah, they're gonna rig it for Mahomes. Oh, it's a legacy year for Mahomes. Free Rashee Rice. Oh, it's not like he got into a car drunk and hit somebody. Oh no, free him. Guys, I have nothing against Rashee Rice. But I have something against what the Kansas City Chiefs did in reaction to Rashee Rice. That's what I say. That's what I will say. It was not a DUI. It was Rashee Rice got into a car and drove 100-something miles an hour and crashed into someone. Honestly, even worse. Because I'm not going to get into too much of this, but Rashee Rice decided to get into a car and go street racing and also have a hit and run, and he was completely sober and he did that. I'm not promoting DUI at all. Don't get this twisted. But at least that's all right, if it was a DUI, I guess he was drunk and he did it. No! He was fully sober. He got into a car and started street racing. Whatever, man. Whatever. I have nothing against Rashee Rice. I didn't really care about it until the Chiefs warmed up in free 4 shirts. The guy went to prison for street racing. Whatever, man. Whatever. Chiefs are gonna blow out the Raiders. Cool. Good for you. You're 4-3 now. And now the Commanders are ass, so you're gonna be 5-3. The Chiefs are just gonna win the Super Bowl again. Whatever. Oh, Mahomes, he's so great. Oh, I gotta listen to Chris Collinsworth glaze Mahomes because, look at Mahomes running for a first down. What quarterback does that? When Baker Mayfield literally ran through 5 guys on a 3rd and 13. But because Mahomes ran for 9 yards on a 3rd and 11, who does that? So I'm actually sick of the National Football League right now. I am. Because I know it's going to happen. The Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl and the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. Why do we even talk about the league anymore? Because we know it's going to happen. Anyways, Chiefs blow out the Raiders. The Raiders suck. They beat the Titans. Oh, whatever. This team's horrible. They might get Bowers back this week. Trey Tucker is their number 1 receiver. Don't get it twisted. He's the number 1 over Jacoby Myers at this point now. Geno Smith's so bad. He's so horrible. He did not have a good game last week. Their O-line still doesn't block. Genty's in hell every single week. I need Tom Brady to actually put on the uniform again, and I need Brady to build his own O-line, and I need them to actually do something in Vegas. Because, guys, Las Vegas sports are meant to be good. I'm telling you, when the A's go to Vegas, they're going to be good. The Golden Knights have been good every single year since they were an expansion team in Las Vegas. And what are the Raiders? Who thought giving Geno Smith a 3-year contract was a good idea? Who thought that was a great idea? Chiefs minus 11.5. Travis Kelce can catch a football and it can completely touch the ground. Nope, that's a catch. And yesterday, when the Bills had the same exact spot where the ball actually did not hit the ground, it's not a catch. I'm so sure. I'm so sure. Whatever, dude. Why do I even entertain Chiefs games anymore? Why do I entertain it? Why do I life of a tight end or whatever they're saying with Taylor Swift's crap. I hate him so much. I actually hate like just the league just glazing this team every single week just because Taylor Swift's in the box. I don't care about Taylor Swift. I don't care about Kelsey's mother. I don't care about Caitlin Clark. I don't care. Vikings and Eagles. I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings to win at home. The Philadelphia Eagles are done. They're done. They won the Super Bowl last year. If the Commanders were competent, they'd win the NFC East this season. And I actually still believe that they can because I believe the Eagles are going to start to crumble. They're going to destruct. You have too many egos on this team. The league already hates you. 31 other fan bases already hate you. A, because you won the Super Bowl. I don't despise the Eagles, but A, because you won the Super Bowl, and B, because you play the most boring style of football possible with your tush push. Which again, I'm not even going at the Eagles. I don't dislike the Eagles at all. I liked it a lot more last year when Jalen Hurts was my quarterback in fantasy. But I'm not gonna actually go at the Eagles for being that boring, even though Saquon's yet to have a 100-yard rushing game this season. But it's fine. You've lost back-to-back games now to the Broncos where you choked, and then you just let the Giants put it on you late in that game. Jackson Dart's the truth, I'm telling you. More on him later. I hope he plays this week. Because Russ returning to Denver? Goodness. Yeah, the Eagles, I mean, they're in a crumble now. They are. I really think they're losing the locker room right now. Again, I don't know, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith are, we're mad we're not getting targets. Well, I knew they were doomed when they were 4-0, and everyone was bitching about targets. You were a 4-0 football team, you were winning, and you're still mad. And you're putting stuff up on Twitter that you're mad and whatnot. I mean, you won the Super Bowl, and you were 4-0, and you were upset. And you beat the Cowboys, Chiefs, Rams, and Buccaneers in 4 straight weeks, and you were still upset. Now you've lost back-to-back games. They're going to lose 3 straight games. The Minnesota Vikings are going to win this game. The Vikings have a good defense. Are they just going to commit to Carson Wentz for the rest of the season? No. J.J. McCarthy's their guy, but they got Carson Wentz this week. I believe McCarthy, if he comes back, is probably going to be against Harbaugh on Thursday Night Football because the league wants that cha-ching, obviously, for that game. And sure, I can get really excited for that too. Don't get me wrong. I think it's going to be Wentz this week against Philly. Carson Wentz, guys, I know he has played the Eagles since, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure he has played the Eagles since obviously the Nick Foles thing happened and he left. But this is just one of these games where I know it's not in Philly. You get fired up for a game like this, though. You just do. I think he's played Philly once since he left, and that was when he was with Washington. I think the Vikings win. The Vikings in the Carson Wentz era, if you can call it that, are 2-1. They blew out Cincinnati, obviously. They lost to Pittsburgh and then beat Cleveland. I mean, they were stuck in Europe for 3 weeks, essentially. So I'm sure they're glad to be back in the United States. Nothing against Europe, just like you play in Minnesota. Justin Jefferson, still an elite receiver in football, back-to-back 120-plus yard days. Carson Wentz is feeding him the rock. They don't really run the ball that well, but okay, Carson Wentz is just slinging it, and sometimes you just need a veteran quarterback like that. Again, am I telling you Wentz is going to be their guy for the postseason run? No, it's going to be J.J. McCarthy. I still believe in McCarthy quite a bit, but there's going to be a lot of pressure on J.J. when he comes back, don't get me wrong, because if he doesn't perform, well, okay, Carson Wentz, I believe, is going to be 3-1 as their starter, and I don't know. And they have a difficult schedule coming up, so we shall see. But I'm going to go Minnesota Vikings at home against the Eagles. I really think the Eagles are really killing themselves from inside right now. It just, again, if you were upset that you were 4-0, if you were upset when you were 4-0, what are you going to be now when you're 4-2 and he didn't get the most targets? A.J. Brown wasn't the most involved last week, you know? It's just, they have a problem, man. You won the Super Bowl and you were 4-0 and you were still mad at what's going to happen now. I'm telling you, this team is doomed right now. And if the Commanders can just get it together, they'll win the division. But I don't know if the Commanders will do that because they had a chance last week and they blew it. So, I don't know. Vikings at home, it's great value. Plus 120, it really is. Next up, this team. the New York Jets. Guys, Kurt Warner is like the nicest human being. Now, I've never met Kurt Warner. I want to someday. Legitimate, great dude. Great football player, obviously, as well, Hall of Famer. But Kurt Warner, in the nicest possible way, was trying to tell them that they sucked in London. Okay? Watching the Kurt Warner commentary for that game was the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. I mean, and him and Rich Eisen were baffled by what the Jets were doing. Guys, I don't think Aaron Glenn is an NFL head coach. I don't think he is. I get why Ben Johnson got hired. I never really got why Aaron Glenn got fired. And, you know, it's beyond just the whole thing, how they handled the Rodgers situation. They fly Rodgers across the country so Aaron Glenn can tell him, so you want to play football? We're going a different direction. Like, okay, again, like, I know Rodgers, you know, makes it all about him sometimes, but kind of just a boneheaded move, I thought, by New York. Like, just release the guy and let him move on. Why are you flying him cross country just to say that? I don't know. But I always thought, again, like, the coordinator that teams want is Ben Johnson. I was a little shocked when I saw Aaron Glenn again initially was going to go to the Jets, and good on him. He got a head coaching job. The Jets are 0-6. And now I think Garrett Wilson's going to be out for a couple weeks. I believe Alan Lazard's about to get traded to Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, I think. That's just my guess with that. And I think they might trade Breece Hall too. And apparently there are players within the locker room that believe Tyrod Taylor is the best quarterback on the roster. Maybe true. Tyrod Taylor's won a Super Bowl before as Joe Flacco's backup. That's crazy. They're both still in the league. I don't know, man. Can there finally be an apology to Zach Wilson? Now, again, going back to the Kurt Warner thing, though. I'll get back to Zach Wilson in a second. Again, I have a lot to say about the New York Jets. Guys, it was getting so bad where, again, I don't know, and Warner and Eisen were baffled by the fact why you go fake punt in the second quarter. You go fake punt and you get it on 4th down with like a minute left. You then proceed to run the football and not take any timeouts and just run the clock out right after. Why did you burn the fake punt? It doesn't make sense. It's nonsensical, man. And to the point where now you got Kurt Warner, who's commentating the game and also tweeting at the same time about how stupid the Jets are. It's hilarious. Like, oh my goodness. I don't know what they're doing. It wasn't really ever Salah's fault. It wasn't really ever Zach Wilson's fault. I don't know what they're doing. Now, it was more Salah's fault than Zach Wilson's. But you gave up on Zach Wilson, an extremely talented guy. You gave up on him. I will never forgive the New York Jets, guys. I never will. For 2022. This year, man. 2022, you were 6-3 coming out of the bye week, and you lose a game in Foxborough. Okay, Bill Belichick, he schemed well against Zach Wilson. Nobody played well for the Jets. Fine, whatever. You were 6-3 going into that game. You lose it. You're still leading the AFC East, right? Bills were not having a great year. You had beaten Buffalo earlier in the season. Patriots were just kind of mid, and they can give you a tough game. Dolphins, you had blown out earlier in the year. Zach Wilson, again, had your football team at 6-3. You lost one game. And then you benched him for Mike White. Because, Mike White puts up a bunch of numbers, but we lose still. Mike White, he's going to throw for 250 yards, but he'll throw 2 interceptions, and we lose. To the point where then you had to start Wilson again. You screwed with this confidence, and then, we're just going to start Joe Flacco now. After giving Wilson 2 more weeks. And then, and then the Rodgers year happened, whatever. But then you just gave up on Zach Wilson. I will never forgive this franchise for what they did. Never. Zach Wilson is a very talented quarterback. He is. And you gave up on the guy at 23 years old. I hate the Jets, man. I actually enjoy watching the Jets lose every single week. Nothing against Justin Fields, really nothing against Aaron Glenn either. I look forward to this team losing every single week. And the fact the Carolina Panthers are only 1-point favorites to win this game is unbelievable. The Panthers will win this game by 2 scores, guys. Are we watching what Bryce Young's doing right now? Are we watching what Rico Dowdle's doing right now? Rico Dowdle ran for 200 yards 2 weeks ago, ran for 190 last week. And Bryce Young is kind of figuring it out now. Bryce Young is a leader. Bryce Young has established himself now as the franchise guy for the Panthers. I don't know if they want to put all the eggs in the Young basket just yet, but he's their guy. Bryce Young, I can confidently for the first time say, Bryce Young's playing really good football. I know they're on the road. I don't care. The Panthers are easily winning this football game. I'll give it away right now. This is going to be a best bet. This is my favorite bet of the week. The Panthers are not losing to the Jets. The Jets, who have Justin Fields, who threw for 47 yards last week. Garrett Wilson's out. What is your team? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh, you held the Broncos to 13 points. Awesome. You still lost. Your team sucks. You're horrible. I hope they go 0-17. What game do they win? They're not beating Joe Flacco on the road the week after. Bye week, Cleveland. Oh, please start Shedeur Sanders. They're not going to New England. They're not going to Baltimore winning. Atlanta, no. Dolphins, no. Jackson on the road, no. New Orleans, no. On the road at the Cock Commander, I don't think so. Patriots, no. Buffalo, no. Yeah, okay. You just need Cleveland to win one. Hopefully Shedeur, if not Dylan Gabriel. And then we need... That's it. That's the only game. So week 10 against the Bengals. That's their one opportunity to win a game. Sorry, against the Browns. I think Gabriel/Sanders should win, and I hope the Jets go 0-17. I hate this team, man. I just do. Trade Breece Hall, free him, please. I want Breece Hall to get more fantasy points with the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know. No, don't trade him to the Chiefs. Next up. Yeah, Panthers were the pick, by the way. A Giants-Broncos from Mile High over at Empower Field. We don't know who the starting quarterback of the Giants is going to be. I'll tell you this right now. If Jackson Dart plays, I'm taking +7 on the Giants. If not, I expect this line to be at -9.5. And then I will still take the Broncos. And it's crazy I'm talking about Russell Wilson like that, but I hate to say it, it's the truth, okay? I believe Jackson Dart is going to play. There is a lingering thing with the concussion, and the NFL's investigating it. I believe Jackson Dart, though, is fine. So I believe Dart's going to play. Okay, so we're going to take +7 on the Giants, guys. This team is just they're a different team when Jackson Dart plays. Now, they might be different when they're at home, because at home, the Giants have been really good, and on the road with Jackson Dart, well, they just played one game, and they lost to the Cock Commander and the New Orleans Saints. Jackson Dart just beat the Philadelphia Eagles at home, and Cam Scatterbo, again, probably already has CTE, but who cares? You know, he's fun to watch. Scat, 98 yards, 3 touchdowns last week for the Giants. Giants are 2-4, and for the first time since the Daniel Jones-Saquon Barkley playoff run, are actually fun to watch again. Jackson Dart is entertaining. You know, I mean, I like watching New York Giants football, and I haven't been able to say that since Barkley left this football team, and when Daniel Jones was still Danny Dimes. The Denver Broncos are everything that we thought they were. I mean, the defense early in the season struggled a little bit, but oh no, they struggled against the Indianapolis Colts, who have the best offense in football, one of the best offenses in football. Since that Colts game, they've really locked in, played pretty well against the Chargers, but then 3 points against Jake Browning's Bengals, 17 points against the Eagles, and last week 11 points to the Jets. Sure, if they played 3 inept offenses, kind of. Was the offense piss poor last week out of the Browns? Or sorry, Bengals. Broncos, my goodness, getting the B's mixed up. Kind of, yeah, it was bad. I mean, you know, it took them, you know, a big fourth quarter field goal from Will Lutz with 5 minutes remaining to win the football game, which was a little bit concerning. Now, their defense only gave up 9 points and not 3 field goals. Obviously, the 10th and 11th point came from the holding in the end zones of the safety for the New York Jets. But if Bo Nix can kind of just get Sutton the ball a little bit more, I think they'll be fine. That's the one thing I guess I can say about the Jets. Like, their defense isn't that bad, but that's just a weird London game, man. Weird things happen in London. I don't think teams particularly like playing there. I don't know that for a fact, but I kind of feel like that's the case sometimes. Broncos are back at home in Denver. They should win. I think the Giants can cover, though. Again, my concern with Denver is this offense. Defense is, I mean, they're a phenomenal defense. What can I say? I mean, again, it goes beyond just Patrick Surtain, who is not just the best corner in football, but the best defensive player in football as a whole. I mean, Alex Singleton's had a crazy year. You know, Benito's had a great year too. Obviously, Talanoa Hufunga's been really good coming off of injury too. It's a really good defense, and we've known that going into the season. I said that again. One of my best bets at the beginning of the year was Denver to make the playoffs, and easily, I still believe they're going to get there. You could argue they might be the best team in the AFC West right now. I think it's probably Los Angeles still, but the standings might not show that after this week. I'm just saying. I got you the Broncos here to beat the Giants. Absolutely. But I think the Giants can cover. I like what Jackson Dart's been doing. The New York defense. They just been reignited by the Dexter Lawrence dance. I don't know. Like the Giants defense is playing well. They played fairly well against Philadelphia. They ran the ball well at Scatterbo. Jackson Dart's making all the right plays, making all the right reads at times. I like New York here to cover. And yeah, it's crazy how much different this team is with Jackson Dart compared to Russell Wilson. And it's crazy that Russell Wilson comes on for one play. He gets booed off the field because the fans love Jackson Dart so much to the point where Brian Daboll is running into the blue medical tent just to get Jackson Dart back in the game. It's insane what has happened to Russell Wilson. It's a damn shame. I kind of feel like this might be Russ's last year in the NFL. Is that crazy to think? Like, I don't think Russ sticks around as a backup like Joe Flacco did for all those years just to find his way back into a starting role when he's 38. Or he's 36 now. Like, I don't feel like Russ is going to hang around. Maybe he takes one more shot at it. Like, again, maybe he's not going to go to Vegas. Maybe he's like the Saints starter next year. He tries to beat the Cock Commander out. Not like that. You know what I mean? Maybe he tries. I don't know. But yeah, I think it might be it for Russ. I'm taking +7, though, for the Giants. The Jackson Dart's that dude, but I'm going to take the Broncos to win. Next up, let's go to Los Angeles. Guys, yeah, I'm gonna keep taking the Colts. I don't care. I know the Colts, their one loss this season is in this exact building, SoFi Stadium. Their one loss all year long is in Los Angeles, but that was to the Rams. The Chargers, guys, if Justin Herbert wasn't a top 5 quarterback in the sport, I don't know where this team would be. I really don't know. And if you want my take on who the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL are, well, it's simple. Number 1, it's Baker Mayfield right now. That might be a crazy thing to say. Yes, Baker Mayfield right now is the number 1 quarterback in football. If I had to rank all 32, I'm putting Baker in first. The second best quarterback in the sport is Josh Allen. Then it's Patrick Mahomes. Whatever, I guess. Patrick Mahomes. 4 is Justin Herbert. And 5 is Jared Goff. Yes, Lamar Jackson's on the outside looking in right now. He's injured, so Lamar's 6. Okay. But yes, Justin Herbert is just that good. No, should I put Herbert above? No, I'm putting Herbert above Mahomes. Herbert's 3. Guys, if you put Justin Herbert on the Chiefs, they don't lose a single game. And that sounds crazy because of how good Mahomes is. And again, I wanted a whole rant about the Chiefs earlier, and I don't like the Chiefs at all. But no, I will give credit to where credit is due. Mahomes is a good football player. He's a great football player, right? Top 5 quarterback to ever play the sport. Justin Herbert right now is better than Patrick Mahomes. So the Chargers, again, they're 4-2 right now. If it's not for Justin Herbert, team's 1-5. I'm so serious. The only game that they win with, say, you replace Justin Herbert with, Geno Smith. I don't know. Trey Lance. They're a 1-5 football team. They're a 1-5 football team without Justin Herbert. They don't beat the Chiefs. They don't beat the Broncos, and they for sure do not win on Sunday against the Miami Dolphins. The play Herbert makes, if he takes that sack, the game's kind of over. It's 3rd and long, limited time left. Game's over if he takes that sack. Herbert fights out of 2 tackles, 2 guys trying to put him down. He escapes, finds Ladd McConkey, and by the way, the effort Hassan Haskins puts on that play is absolutely absurd. And Ladd McConkey gets out of bounds. Chargers obviously win the game thanks to Dicker the kicker. Insane stuff, man. Herbert is just that dude. That being said, I'm taking the Colts. Why? Because, that entire team is Justin Herbert. Your receiving core, not that good. McConkey, again, had his best game of the year last week, 100 yards. Quinn Johnston still has a drop balls problem. They fumbled too now, the Chargers receiving core. Your run game is not very good. You're without your top 2 backs, obviously, in Amarion Hampton and Najee Harris, so you're playing Kamani Vidal and Hassan Haskins. Your line sucks. Horrible, man. Herbert's taking a damn beating back there. And if it's not for this dude's greatness and how underrated of a quarterback he is, the Chargers are, they're a mess if it's not for Justin Herbert. You know who the complete package is? The Indianapolis Colts. Oh, they only beat the Cardinals by 4 points. It's the National Football League. Every game is tough. Guys, what the Colts have failed to do over the last, honestly, since Andrew Luck retired, or since, I guess, Phillip Rivers in 2020. Since Phillip Rivers retired in 2020, what the Colts have struggled to do is win games against bad teams and consistently do that. That's what good teams do. You don't slip up and lose to the Jacoby Brissett Cardinals. The Colts found a way to win. Close game, doesn't matter. Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones leads them down the field. They win. They win the game. They score, they win the game. 31-27. The Indianapolis Colts are 5-1, and if they win this week, I believe the Colts are going to go into the bye week 9-1 if they can win this week. Yep, they're going to beat Tennessee, obviously. They'll beat Pittsburgh, I think, on the road. Yes, tough game, but they beat Pittsburgh, and they will go to London and beat Atlanta. They'll be walking into week 12 9-1 in Kansas City. Yep. It's insane. And Daniel Jones deserves so much credit. Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Warren, that entire receiving core. You know, there's not the guys, Michael Pittman, but Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, A.D. Mitchell, right? I mean, a lot of guys deserve credit for this offense, man. What this team has done this year is nothing short of incredible. I give so much credit to this team. I think they go into Los Angeles and win. They're just the more complete team, in my opinion. Yeah, the game's in LA, and we have seen the Colts lose in Los Angeles before to the Rams. I look at the Chargers and I'm like, I don't know where you'd be if it's not for Justin Herbert. And if Justin Herbert doesn't bail you out on so many occasions, what are you? Team's not that good. It's just Herbert's that good. About the Colts, though, their team's just really good. All around. Everybody's good here. I'm taking the Colts to win the game on the road. Yes, I have that much confidence in Indiana Jones walking into LA and beating the Chargers. Next up, we go to the NFC East. Expect 1 million points here, guys. Over-under for this game is 53.5. Over. I expect 1 million points. Cowboys and Commanders. Should be an electric game to watch. I assume this is America's game of the week. I assume Tom Brady and Kevin Burkhardt are going to be on commentary for this one, so we get to hear Tom's amazing reactions. Burkhardt, and Prescott's, he's got Pickens, touchdown. Brady goes, oh. I love listening to Tom Brady. It's like, again, I'm serious. Like, it's hilarious watching Brady on commentary because he has some really good stuff to say. But when the play's actually happening, Tom's only things that he has is, oh my. It's the funniest thing ever. Cowboys, Commanders. The Commanders, oh man, they really let that game slip, didn't they? Could have been a huge victory for that team. You're tied at first place now in the NFC East with the Eagles, both at 4-2. And you find a way to let that one slip, man. Dude, literally and figuratively. I mean, Jane Daniels let that game slip out of his hands. In the rain, ball slipped out. Ooh, you lose it. All right. Now you got to go to Dallas and win the shootout before going to before going to Kansas City next week. And then Seattle comes into town on Sunday Night Football. And then the Lions come into town. And then you go to London after to play the Dolphins. But still, I mean, you have a tough run now. And this is going to make or break your season. Because then you go to your bye week and your last part of your season is a bunch of division games. And you get 2 Eagles matchups in the last three weeks of the year. Like, I mean, it is all or nothing right now for the Washington Commanders. You need to win this game against the Cowboys. I think they will. I watched Dallas go into Carolina and lose last week. I was so confident the Cowboys are going to win that game. But when you take away the run game, and again, Dak's great, man. George Pickens, great. They're very one-dimensional. Like, you know what's coming from the Cowboys right now. You do. You can watch that team, and it's pretty confident. Like, okay, Prescott dropping back. Here we go. I mean, they let Rico Dowdle run 183 yards on them. Yep. It was a game of missed opportunities. I mean, the Cowboys had the ball in the fourth quarter. They got the ball back from their own 46-yard line with 8 minutes to go, and they went 3 and out. They went backwards. They went back-to-back check downs to Javonte Williams, one of which it looked like Prescott was just trying to dirt, but Javonte Williams jumped on it and caught it. You lose 5 yards on first down, you lose 7 yards on second down, and then on third down, you go quick dump-off pass to get 4 yards back, and you don't see the ball again. Cowboys defense let the Panthers put together a 15-play, 71-yard drive to take up all 6 minutes of the clock. And that's ultimately what's going to continue to kill the Cowboys all year long is that defense. You can't rely on it. It's horrible. Again, yes, could the offense have put them in a better position to win that game 100%? Are the Cowboys undefeated at home this year? They are. I think Washington's going to walk in here and beat them, though. I think so. Commanders, you better be pissed off after last week because I was pissed off watching the game on TV. I mean, just a disastrous finish. There's no other way to put it. It was a disastrous finish against the Bears. You let that game slip out of your hands. That was their game to win. Terry McLaurin probably not back this week from what I'm seeing, but that's not really an issue. Like, it is an issue. You want Terry back in the lineup, but the offense just needs to execute, man. Against this team, I mean, Corey Krosky merited 111 yards in Los Angeles. And when they went to Los Angeles and did that to the Chargers, I was so back on board. Daniels is back. Bill's running for 100-plus yards. Debo's got 96 yards receiving. I was so back on that team. I was like, all right, here we go. This is the team that I said at the beginning of the year was going to win the NFC East. And they lose at home on Monday night to Chicago. I mean, they better go to Dallas and win. It's going to be a shootout. There's going to be 1 million points. I expect Dallas to score, but at the same time, Washington's going to have to score too, and I think they will show up and score. Washington Commanders money line -135. They should be able to cover 2.5 as well. Next up, we move on to the final game of the afternoon slate before Sunday night and the 2 Monday night games. Who keeps doing this 2 Monday night bull crap? I don't know. Cardinals versus Packers. Hear me out. Cardinals +6.5. It's a line that might close at 7. If it closes at 7, even better. I know the Arizona Cardinals have been the world's biggest losers the last 4 weeks. The Cardinals have lost... Guys, the Cardinals, their total combined... What's the right way to put this? Their total margin of loss margin, is that the right way to say this? Their total loss margin in the last 4 weeks is, get this, 8 points. 1 point loss against the Niners. 3 point loss against the Seattle Seahawks is 9 points. Sorry, did math horribly. 1 point against the Seahawks. 1 point against the Niners. 3 points against the Seahawks. 1 against the Titans. 4 against the Colts. 9 combined points you've lost in the last 4 weeks. Is it really bad for Arizona? It is. They're not going to beat the Packers. And are they kind of doomed now because of their schedule? 100%. I mean, there's nothing but tough games coming up for the Arizona Cardinals. I get that. But they have been playing very competitive games. And, in the games in which they have been underdogs in, 2 of those games, they have covered. Indianapolis and San Francisco. They were favored in both, obviously, Seattle and Tennessee games. Or they were even money in the Seattle game. And they were favored, obviously, pretty big against Tennessee. Now, Kyler Murray does not play last week against the Indianapolis Colts on the road. I don't know if he's going to play. It's a foot injury for Kyler Murray. Yes, Jacoby Brissett had a pretty big game last week. Kyler's their guy. Kyler's obviously their lead, is their starter, and he's the franchise quarterback. There are going to be questions in the offseason. Is Kyler truly that guy still for them? I think there is going to be a little bit of a discussion, should they hold on to Murray, and what are they going to do? What I'll say with that is the Arizona Cardinals are never going to win, so you might as well just keep Kyler there until that contract's up. And I don't know. I mean, I think... Ooh, could Kyler Murray go to Pittsburgh and be successful? I think he could. That's where Joe Flacco's going to be next year. Joe Flacco's going to be the Steelers starting quarterback week 1. I'm so serious. He's going to be the successor to Aaron Rodgers. Anyways, the Cardinals, I mean, they're just doomed, but I think they can cover 6.5. Packers have not been that convincing recently. I mean, really, ever since that Lions win in week 1, it's just kind of been, yeah, they beat up on the Commanders in a Thursday night game. You lose in Cleveland to Joe Flacco. You have the tie in Dallas against the Cowboys. And then you get by Flacco the second time out when, Joe had 2 days to learn the playbook. And even then, again, the Bengals were really in that game. I mean, Cincinnati, if they played a more aggressive first half, who knows who wins that football game? Because that second half was dominant. Well, I don't know about dominant, but that second half was really good by Joe Flacco and the Bengals. So I don't love what Green Bay is doing. Josh Jacobs is obviously an elite running back in the sport. He's a great running back in the sport. I mean, again, the damage Jacobs is able to do on the ground is one thing, but the damage he's able to do through the pass game too in the check down game is absolutely phenomenal. I really like what Josh Jacobs does, obviously. Jordan Love's a good quarterback too, and they have a plethora of weapons, right? I mean, talking, Tucker Kraft's having a great year. Romeo Doubs, obviously Matthew Golden. There are, and I'm not even naming everyone. Romeo Doubs. I already named Romeo Doubs. There's a bunch of guys, though, obviously, that they can go to through the pass game, right? Dontavion Wicks when he's healthy, right? Christian Watson's coming back soon. Jaden Reed's going to come back eventually. There's 6 guys that they have in that receiving core, right? Luke Musgrave's the backup tight end. There's so many guys that they have. But going to the desert, it's harder than you think it is. Going to the desert, playing in Arizona, far trip for Green Bay, going as north as you can all the way down south. And the Cardinals, regardless of how you feel about how they're playing, because they're not playing good football, they have been competitive in all these games. And they've been close in all these games. And if we get 7.5 points, I really like this line against Green Bay. I think Green Bay wins. I really don't have a doubt in my mind that Green Bay will not win the football game. But asking the Packers to cover more than a touchdown, where, again, that's hopefully where our line does eventually end up, I'm all over Arizona in that spot. I'm taking the Arizona Cardinals plus 6.5. I love plus 7.5, and I hope we get it. Give me Arizona at home in the Red Sea in the desert. Next up, Sunday Night Football. So earlier in the video, I had to say that Chicago Bears are good at football. Do I need to say the Atlanta Falcons are good at football? Nah. They're not. Bijan Robinson's really good. Michael Penix at his best is really good too. Are the Falcons good? Drake London's really good. Is the entire team good? Nah. You beat Marcus Mariota, and then you beat, again, I'll give them all the credit for beating the Bills. That's actually awesome for them. Josh Allen played the worst game he's played since his rookie season. I'm so serious that I don't know what the hell that guy was doing that last week, and I still think Josh Allen's the best player in the sport. It might be Baker now. I'm serious. More on him in a second. But you played a bad defense, and what the Bills need to do on a weekly basis to win is Josh Allen needs to be Superman. And unfortunately, Josh Allen was not Superman last week doing his little pitch passes forward to running backs. And what are we doing? It's okay. Partially, it's not Josh Allen's fault. It's Joe Brady's fault. And it's Sean McDermott. When are the Bills going to finally learn and fire both of those guys and just go clean house with their coaching staff? Well, I mean, screens on 3rd and 10? Really? We're going to go end around to Elijah Moore on 3rd and 1 when you have Josh Allen at quarterback who can just run the ball up the middle? You have James Cook, but no, let's not use James Cook. Yeah, way to go. Yeah. Joe Brady needs to be fired tomorrow morning. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, Joe Brady's fired. He won't be, but whatever. Anyways, that's why the Bills will never win the big one. That's why the Bills will never win the Super Bowl. You have the best player in the sport on your team, and that's why. Anyways, I like how I went from saying, I'm praising the Falcons, just going at the Bills. No, good one for the Falcons, man. Bijan Robinson, is he the best running back in the sport? Maybe. Obviously, he had the big 80-plus yard touchdown. Bijan has 170 yards total in that game. Drake London is a monster game. But that's really what the Falcons are. It's Michael Penix, it's Bijan Robinson, and it's Drake London. What else do the Falcons have? Their defense played well. Xavier Watts, love him. Rookie out of Notre Dame. I don't know how he fell that deep in the draft. I mean, that's just a guy that if you watched college football last year, you know how good Xavier Watts was. He passed the eye test. I don't know how he fell that far in the draft. The 49ers should beat the Falcons here. I'm not going to be fooled with Atlanta, and I've been saying this all year long. I'm not going to be fooled by the Atlanta Falcons. Last week for the 49ers, Mac Jones comes crashing back down to earth. Is what it is. Yeah, it was expected eventually, I guess. Brock Purdy, I assume, is going to be back this week on Sunday night. Maybe not. Last report was Shanahan says that Brock Purdy will be reevaluated on Wednesday to see if he's able to practice this week. And they also expect George Kittle to be back this week as well. Ricky Pearsall, probably a no this week. Brandon Ayuk still a no this week. And obviously the big injury addition this week is Fred Warner. And obviously Juwan Jennings also said, he's playing on 5 broken ribs. I mean, what goes on in San Francisco, man, or Santa Clara? I don't understand. Fred Warner out for the year. That's a horrific injury. Man, oh man. Everyone's getting hurt. Bosa obviously out for the year. Purdy and Mack have injuries. Curtis Rourke was doomed when he got drafted by this team. He already had a torn MCL, and you bring him onto this squad. Oh, man. I think the Niners should win at home, though, man. I still, I don't think the Falcons are that good. Games in San Francisco. The impact Christian McCaffrey's had. Guys, Kendrick Bourne had back-to-back 142-yard receiving games. Just oddly specific. It is obviously specific. But, yeah, back-to-back 142-yard weeks, which is crazy. McCaffrey, man, I mean, such a factor still. Such a dangerous factor. Not just in the run game, actually. He's not that... The Niners don't really run the ball that well. It's the McCaffrey check down. It's the design passing to Christian McCaffrey. Now, again, I think it's going to be Brock Purdy this week. I think Purdy's going to be back. Regardless of if it's Purdy or Jones, I still kind of think Jones gives him a better chance to win. I get it. Mac threw some bad balls last week and got pressured really easily. Todd Bowles football, man. Todd Bowles is going to blitz you. Todd Bowles is going to send pressure. And if it works, it works. If not, Matthew Stafford's going to put a ball over your head to win a playoff game, right? That's just... You have to have, and there were plays last week where Mac Jones finds Kendrick Bourne and Bourne's running 50 yards after the catch. That's Todd Bowles football. Sometimes you love it, sometimes you absolutely hate it, right? The 49ers get a much more favorable matchup against the Atlanta Falcons. They're at home. You're still not healthy, but maybe you get Pearsall back. Probably not, but you get Kittle back. I mean, just adding George Kittle back to this lineup changes everything, man. Because now you got Kittle, McCaffrey. You probably get Juwan still. Kendrick Bourne's playing good football. Next man up for the Niners. Will this eventually, again, their defense is injured too, will this eventually come back to bite the Niners, obviously, later in the year? 100%. They can't go this far with this many injuries, like, already. Like, Bosa and Warner out, those two alone, I don't know how far you can go, right? But they can win a game like this against the Falcons. Undoubtedly, they can win a game like this on Sunday Night Football. So I'm going to go 49ers to win the game at home. I hope this line drops to 2.5, but I can take 3 too. We're going to go Niners -3 at home against the Falcons. Next up, the game of the week. Now, I'll say this right now before, yes, you see the graphic, I picked the Lions. I'm not betting on this game. I would suggest you don't bet on this game. What you should bet on is the over 52.5. Yep, that is the bet here. I don't even want to pick a winner. I hesitantly went Detroit. Right now, what I'm telling you, I'm kind of leaning against that. Again, when I made the graphic, I went Detroit. Now, an hour and a half after I made the graphic, I really want to go Tampa Bay. I really do. My goodness, are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers good. And no, correction, my goodness is Baker Mayfield good. The year Baker Mayfield is having, this is the most valuable player in the sport. He's throwing the ball to Tez Johnson, who I like, but he's throwing to Tez Johnson. He's throwing to Sterling Shepard, Cameron Johnson. Guys, his top 4 receivers were out last week. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Emeka Egbuka gets injured in the game. Jalen McMillan. Those are 1 through 4. 5 Sterling Shepard, Tez Watts, Tez Johnson, Cam Johnson, Ryan Miller. No Bucky Irving. You're on your 3rd string right guard, and you still win the football game. The fact he's not the favorite to win MVP and Patrick Mahomes is an absolute travesty. Defense is holding their own, kind of. You know, it's just what I've come to expect out of Tampa Bay defenses is, all right, we're just going to send blitz. We're going to make sure you can't run the ball on us. Vita Vea is going to go get a running into the punter call because why not? Our special team sucks, but it's fine. You're not going to run the ball on us. So Jahmyr Gibbs, nope, not this week, right? Lions are injured too, though. I mean, their secondary very injured, and now you add the Brian Branch injury too. So you know what? Okay, disregard the graphic. I'm going Tampa. Yeah, I'm going Tampa on the road plus 200. I don't think I will bet on it because I'm just gonna actually watch the football game and enjoy the football game because these are my 2 favorite teams to watch in the NFL. Undoubtedly, my 2 favorite teams to watch. I love watching the Lions. I absolutely love watching the Buccaneers. Like these are my 2 favorite quarterbacks in the league. Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff. I absolutely love watching these guys play. I love the creativity from the Lions. I love what they do. I don't think you can run the ball this week. That's just how Tampa plays every single week. They load the box. Obviously, you got that interior presence. Levante David, obviously, at linebacker or whatnot, but you still have Vita Vea up the middle. You've got a tremendous front line. It's so difficult to run the ball against this team. But, okay, you unleash Jared Goff, who is one of the most underrated passers in all of the game of football. Goff is still very elite, man. He's top 5 in the sport, but you know what? Baker Mayfield's number 1. That's the absolute truth about it, man. Goff's good. Baker is alone at 1. He's the best quarterback in the game. The 3rd and 13 scramble where he breaks 3 tackles, still gets the 4 tackles, 5 tackles, still gets the first down. The balls he's throwing, again, to the guys he's throwing them to. Again, Tez Johnson, tremendous college receiver at Troy and then eventually Oregon. But he's finding Tez Johnson and puts the ball in an absolute rope down the middle of the field. And Baker credited Tez Johnson a lot for changing the route because of the coverage. And Baker just picked up on it and threw a laser down the middle. The ball to Cam Johnson on the outside takes a massive hit, which probably should have been roughing the passer, but his name's not Patrick Mahomes, so it's not. I mean, again, he's doing this without Egbuka. He's doing this without Evans, without Godwin. And yeah, they're very injured going into this game too. Maybe Mike will be back. I think Evans might be back this game. No Godwin, no Bucky Irving. I think Egbuka is going to play. And Baker still finds ways to win. He's the best quarterback in the National Football League. He is. Again, you're not going to find a bigger Josh Allen guy than me. If I had to put my 3rd favorite quarterback, it's Josh Allen. But I love watching Baker Mayfield play, man. And what he's done this season is just incredible. And shit-talking Baker is the best Baker. And he's back. He's a franchise guy now. After all, everyone came at Baker for years. He's a franchise quarterback, and he's going to win the most valuable player this year. Lions are really good though, and if they're an Amon-Ra St. Brown drop away from winning that game, in my opinion. They're a couple calls away from winning that football game. It's hilarious. The Chiefs had 0 penalties last week because of course they did. They always play clean football, right? You go from 13 penalties in Jacksonville to 0, but yeah, totally, like that makes sense. I just expect a lot of points. Bucs don't really play defense. Detroit, they are all right defensively, but Tampa's the best offense in the NFL, so I expect 1 million points scored, and Baker Mayfield's the best quarterback in the National Football League. So disregard my graphic. I'm going Bucs. Brian Branch is suspended. He did what was needed to be done, though, so I'm not really, whatever. Like, who cares? Oh, Juju took a sucker punch, kind of. Juju didn't even really get hit, all right? Like, whatever. And, what Brian Branch he's supposed to dap up Mahomes after Mahomes taunted him? Like, yeah. Again, Mahomes is insufferable now, I'm telling you. I'm taking Tampa. Both teams are injured, but Detroit's defense is banged up. You know what Baker can do. He might get Evans back. Probably have Ibuka. Bucks on the road. Disregard what I have on the screen. I'm going Tampa. Final game of the week. This is so automatic. Seahawks -3. Like this, I love the Panthers on the road in New York or in East Rutherford. I love the Seahawks here. Absolutely. Seahawks dominate the Texans this week. Don't fall into this trap with Houston. Oh, they've won back-to-back. Oh, they beat the Titans. Ooh. They beat the Ravens. Ooh. Don't buy this. Guys, the Texans are going to Seattle. And they're playing game at 7 o'clock at night. 7 o'clock at night. It's 9 o'clock Houston time. I know that doesn't make the biggest difference, but teams rarely play this late. This is weird. I don't love the late night Monday night game, but I like this better than, we're just going to play 2 Monday games at the same time like they did yesterday with the Bills and Falcons and the Commanders and the Bears, okay? It's a late-ass game. It's a random 7 o'clock start time. No games in the NFL ever start this late, but it is. Like on the East Coast, if you're an East Coast football fan, you got to stay up till 10 o'clock to watch the beginning of this game, and the game's not going to end until 1:30 over there in the morning on the East Coast, right? It's very odd, but this is what the NFL's doing, right? The Seahawks are going to dominate the Texans. Look at the way Seattle's been playing, man. Going to Jacksonville and winning, that's not easy. Sam Darnold, 295 yards. JSN, 162 yards. What they did against Tampa, again, Darnold has a massive day. Sure, throws the pick to Levante David that ultimately loses Seattle the football game. But you're in a dogfight. You're in a shootout with a very good Tampa Bay team who might be the best team in the NFL right now. Again, when they're healthy, they're going to be so much better. Seattle's lost 2 games all year long. 49ers, Tampa. Both in Seattle, sure. The Texans are not close to those teams. Do not get fooled by the Texans' 2 victories. They played arguably right now 2 of the worst teams in the sport. No, they did not play the Jets, but Tennessee, god-awful. Baltimore, horrible. Coming off a bye week, sure, again, everyone's rested. They hate Woody Marks, so it's Nick Chubb's team. Whatever. Stroud, again, I don't dislike Stroud. I think Stroud's good. I just think he's not as good as he was his rookie season. I think, again, there's been a fall off in play. I think teams have figured him out a little bit. But going to Seattle's not an easy place to play, man. That crowd in a night environment, it's not easy. Not easy on a Monday night, right? Everyone's off work at 7 o'clock. Like, that place will be packed. And right now, again, Jackson Smith-Njigba leads the National Football League in receiving yards. There's not a guy who's got more yards in the National Football League than him. Sam Darnold's throwing a good football right now, too. And I just don't think the Texans are that great. And right now, again, I can say I believe the Seahawks are just that good. You're a 4-2 football team with your only losses being the Niners at full strength and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You've won every single game other than that. And again, it should not be understated how difficult it is to go to Jacksonville and win that game against a good Jaguars team and a good Jaguars defense. So I like the Seahawks in this spot. This is absolutely automatic for me. -3 points. This is the best bet on the Monday, portion of the video. And we'll get to that obviously on Saturday. So make sure to join us for that. But this is automatic for me. Seahawks -3. Houston defensively, they're not bad, but going to Seattle, that's just difficult, man. The Seahawks are kind of putting it all together right now, right? Close loss, competitive loss against Tampa. Other than that, they've been very good this season. Give me the Seahawks to win the game at home and cover 3 points against the Houston Texans. Folks, thank y'all for watching our Week 7 NFL predictions here for, of course, the 2025 season. If you have not yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do this great thing in the picks. We'll be back again later in the week for our best bets and best player props. And go make sure to check out our college football predictions as well if you have not yet. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.